Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to film my postpartum / newborn essentials video, or the things that really helped me survive that short little postpartum period and the newborn stage. So my daughter Scotty will be 1 month this week. So I'm filming this on a Sunday, and I think she'll be 1 month like on Thursday, February 2nd. And that came by really fast. Yeah, that was really fast. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. I cannot believe it's been 1 month, but I have a good grip, I feel like, with this being my second child and second, newborn phase, postpartum phase. I have a good idea of what items are absolutely, or I found absolutely essential and super helpful to get me past that postpartum period and to get us through this really short and sweet newborn phase that we're still currently in. But if you are interested, I really tried to keep this super minimal. I don't have like super obvious things on here like diapers and wipes, like obviously, and bottles. Like that stuff I feel like is all preference on, like, depending on your baby and what kind of bottles they like and what kind of diapers work well with their skin and things like that. So I'm not going to be making a video with items like that, because I think that changes by preference on the parents, preference on the baby, and those are just obvious things that you need, like clothes and that kind of stuff. These are really what I felt like I would highly recommend if you are a first-time parent or even a second-time parent. These are things that I really found super helpful during this postpartum newborn phase. So if you are interested in my little must-haves, then keep watching. So I tend to ramble a lot and I make things way more chatty than they need to be. I'm gonna really try to get straight to the point on this. Not only am I doing that because I want to keep this video short, but I'm also short on time. But in no particular order, here goes the stuff. I'm gonna actually start with my postpartum stuff, and then we'll jump into the newborn things. Okay, in terms of postpartum care, I had a vaginal delivery, so I'm not really sure what things you would require to like help yourself heal if you had a C-section, so I can't really speak on that. But this is the stuff that really helped me recover from a vaginal delivery. So first up is the Frida Mom Wash. I mean, I feel like if you watch YouTube, you've heard people talk about this thing, but it really is super helpful when you just had a baby. I love it because it squirts kind of up. It makes it really easy to use when you're using the bathroom. Even in the shower, I would bring this in the shower and just help clean things down in that area in a really nice, soothing, comfortable way. So I really recommend this. Any Perry bottle will do, but this one's just really nice with the curve aspect. They're not very expensive, and I used this for Archie and then was able to use it again now with Scotty. So it's a one-time investment, I feel like, and you could use it for all your pregnancies. So now I'm gonna really go off about this because truly, if there's anything you get from this video, if you are trying to breastfeed, get yourself this Frida Sore Nipple Set. Now, my baby sister Jen is the one that recommended this. Shout out to Jennifer, because girl, you were 1000% right. This is the best nipple butter, nipple balm out there, in my opinion. I breastfed Archie until he was about 5 or 6 months, and then I strictly pumped. And nothing that I used to help my nipples was ever as good as this. That first week of being home and breastfeeding my newborn, I had cracked nipples, I had bloody nipples, I had scabs on my nipples, and I would use nipple butter. I used nipple butter since the moment my baby arrived, and nothing was like this, because I have been using this nipple balm since Scotty was born, and never once did I get a cracked nipple. And mind you, we're still working on her latch. She's 1 month into breastfeeding, and it's still a little painful for me. And even with that, like this stuff, they sell it in this 2-pack where it comes with the saline and the nipple balm itself, or you could just get the nipple balm. I like the saline solution, but I don't go through this as quickly as I go through the nipple balm. I'm on my 2nd tube, so every 2 weeks I'm getting a new tube of this, because I religiously apply this. I'm talking every single time I'm done nursing her, I will reapply the nipple balm, and I have yet to have bloody, cracked, scabbed nipples, nothing. My nipples are in great condition for the beating that they have been receiving over the last several weeks, and I truly attest it to the Freedom Mom nipple balm. The No Mess nipple balm by Freedom Mom is by far the best nipple butter I've ever used, and I've used quite a few different brands. So if you're a mom, if you're a nursing mom who's struggling with like chapped, cracked nips, try this out, girls. Like for real, this is the best thing I've ever used. In the whole breastfeeding category, my Scotty girl is a little petite princess. She does not drink that much milk, or actually maybe my supply is just really healthy this time around. Knock on wood, thank the Lord. I am so grateful. I'm always thanking God for my milk supply, because that was something I struggled with so much during my first breastfeeding journey with my son Archie. I did not have a great supply, and this time around I have a little bit of an oversupply. So in order to relieve myself if she hasn't really done a good job of like eating, especially if she'll eat on one side but then the other side is still really full, this has been amazing. Now I have 2 different pumps. I have the Spectra 1 or the Spectra 2, I don't know, the Spectra pump that plugs into the wall, and then I have a like a cordless pump that I bought this time around, that you just put it inside of your bra and it'll pump for you, and you can just like, you know, do your thing. It's hands-free, it's cordless, it's supposedly great, but I haven't even pulled any of those out because I've just been able to use the hand pump by Medela. I love this thing. I have several extra bottles and a few extra flanges. This is great because it's just no fuss. Like anytime I need to quickly relieve myself in the middle of the night, I don't need to turn a machine on to do so. I don't need to clean multiple pump parts. This is literally like a 3-part system. You clean the bottle and then you clean the flange and this piece, and that's it. These are just like regular pieces that don't get dirty, so you're fine. But I just quickly put this on, I'm pumping for a few minutes, and then I'm good to go. And I have a really good freezer stash built up solely using this. Again, so grateful to God for my milk supply. I am so happy that it's not something that I'm currently struggling with, and I've been able to really store so much milk. We ended up needing to get like a deep freezer to make sure I had enough space for like my freezer food items and my baby's milk. So I'm very grateful to God that I have such a great supply, and I'm very grateful to this little hand pump that has been able to help me gather that supply. So you don't need to invest in a crazy pump, and you know, I still think getting a pump is worth it, but for something just kind of quick, especially during that like the early stages where you're just trying to like figure everything out, this is so easy. It's no fuss and it's simple to use. So I highly recommend this. Okay, now let's talk about some of the newborn things that I would recommend for you guys. So sleep sacks are really essential. I mean, your baby wants to be kind of snugged up. I mean, that's been my experience with both of my babies, and sleep sacks truly are, you know, case by case, right? Like every baby likes things different. Both my babies like their arms out. Like whenever I tried to swaddle them with their arms down, it didn't work. They were not fans of it. So these were the sleep sacks that I used that worked for us. But really, it doesn't necessarily matter what sleep sack you use. I would just recommend getting a sleep sack and maybe getting a few different ones, so that if your baby doesn't like one, you have a few other ones to try out. I have purchased probably like 3 or 4 different sleep sacks, and some of them didn't work out, but this one is one that did work. This has the little bean on the front. It's called the Nested Bean Zen Sleep Sack, and this is for 0 to 6 months. And when we brought Scotty home from the hospital, this is the one that we tried a different one and it didn't work. This is the one that she did like. This little bean in the middle has a little bit of weight to it, so it feels like your hand is on the baby's chest, and it helps soothe them, helps them go to bed and sleep. So this was great, but we keep our room kind of cold with the air, and I didn't feel like this was warm enough for her. I didn't feel like this was warm enough for her, which is why we then ordered this one. Now this is by the brand Halo. I will say that the Halo brand itself has been my favorite sleep sack to use. It's what I used for Archie. It's what he literally slept in until like just recently, because he doesn't like to keep a blanket on. And so these Halo sleep sacks have been the best in my opinion. We picked up this one. It's like a little bit of like a fleecy material. It's a lot warmer than that nested bean one, and I love this one because of the versatility. Like, you can swaddle them in here with their arms down, with their arms out of these little holes. So the way I use this sleep sack is I put her in it, I have her arms out on the side here, and then you take this middle piece, wrap it around her waist, and then this piece has Velcro, and then you snuggle her in it like this. So this one's been great. If you're a new parent and you don't know what kind of sleep sack you want to try out, I would check out the Halo ones. They've been great for me with both my kids, so I think they're worth a try for sure. But any sleep sack is something I would recommend you putting on your registry or purchasing for your baby, because it's really helpful to get them to sleep. Okay, so speaking of baby sleep, the hatch. Now, if you've watched any sort of video pertaining to babies, pregnancy, newborn essentials, someone's definitely mentioned the Hatch sound machine. Now, my son is 3, almost 3 years old, and he still, and he still uses the Hatch sound machine in his bedroom. We ended up getting a second one for our bedroom, and now we use it, and not only does it help us, you know, get some good sleep, some good uninterrupted sleep, it's what I'm using for Scotty as well. So she's in that newborn phase where it doesn't really matter for her specifically what noises are around her. Like, she's in the living room right now, and the TV is on, and Archie's playing and making noise, and she's fine for the most part. But eventually it's gonna start affecting her sleep, so I would always just recommend having some sort of sound machine. This one's not, well, this one is technically portable because you can put it on the docking station. This is the Hatch, the second generation, I think. It has an alarm, it has a light, it has the time, and you can charge it on the docking station, and it's portable. Like, for 8 hours it'll work without it being plugged into a wall, so that's kind of nice. But any sort of sound machine I would recommend, because it really does help keep your newborn asleep, keep your baby, once they're out of that newborn phase and the infant phase where they kind of are a little bit more prone to waking up due to the surroundings. This is great. It really does help a lot, and it helps me sleep too. So I would recommend a sound machine. This is kind of in the breastfeeding category, but it's a baby breastfeeding pillow. What are these called? This is the Boppy. So I use this. This is the same pillow that I had with my son Archie. I just bought a new cover for it. So again, it was kind of like a one-time investment, which is nice because, again, you can just change these covers out. If it gets dirty, you just throw it in the wash and put a cover back on it. But this is great for nursing. This is amazing for nursing, especially if it's your first time like doing it. I highly recommend this pillow. You kind of just put it around your waist like this, and you put your baby here, and it helps you get like a good positioning if you're just like unsure of like how to hold your baby, or you can't really find a good comfortable position. Any sort of like breastfeeding pillow I would recommend, because it's very just helpful with getting you comfortable. And even if you're not breastfeeding, if you're giving your baby a bottle, like sometimes when they're a little bit older, they start to get kind of heavy, and it's kind of tiring on your arm. And instead of using like your bed pillows or your couch pillows, to just have something like this to really facilitate those feedings is really great. I would highly recommend some sort of nursing pillow. Now, in the pillow category, This isn't necessarily a nursing pillow or anything like that, but I do recommend some sort of baby lounging area. You don't need a ton of things for the baby. Like, we have this baby lounger here, which I'll talk more about in a second. We have a baby swing, we have a pack and play, too many things. We don't need all those things. The pack and play and this pillow are hand-me-downs from Archie. But you're gonna want something where you can put your baby down in the daytime. So at night she sleeps in a bassinet, like a bedside bassinet, in our bedroom, which is great. But during the day, like when I'm doing stuff around the house and I need to just quickly put my baby down, some sort of lounger is great to have, whether it's a swing, whether it's a pillow, whether it's a pack and play. Somewhere to safely set your baby down, I would highly recommend. This pillow is kind of like, if you've heard of like the Snuggle Me or the Diaper, it's like that type of thing where you just kind of put your baby in it. It lays like this and she kind of just nestles in here. I kind of pack it with some blankets and make it nice and cozy for her, but she spends a lot of time in this thing. And this with Archie, I mean, homie was staying in this pillow till he was like 8 or 9 months because he wasn't really crawling, he wasn't flipping over, he wasn't doing much. So it was actually really simple to just kind of like put him on here. And it's been really helpful with Scotty too. Now I also do have a baby swing. There's tons of baby swings on the market. Again, it's just a preference. I feel like every baby is a little bit different, so I'm not even gonna bother telling you the brand and all the things of what I'm using because it might not work for your baby. But I do recommend some sort of place where you can put your baby in during the daytime safely. So for us, it was this pillow. I got this from Amazon. This is by the brand Leech Co. So it was super inexpensive compared to the Snuggle Me and the Diaper and some of those really popular fancy baby like loungers. So just know you can find cheaper alternatives on Amazon. You can... Archie, are you okay? I don't know what he's doing. You can do the swing. The baby swing is great as well because there's movement and it helps kind of soothe your baby and put them to sleep that way. Although they do recommend you don't let your baby sleep in those things. I think they're allowed to kind of sit in there and be supervised, whatever that looks like for you guys. But anyway, some sort of lounger. Highly recommend. I feel like I'm doing the rambling thing again, so let me just hurry up here. Okay, so, in terms of changing your baby, like diaper changing stations, our house is kind of like on the bigger side. There's a downstairs, the nursery is downstairs, her changing table is downstairs, and I'm not going to be going up and down the stairs to change her diaper every time I need to change her diaper. So something I highly recommend if you just need something, some area to change your baby's diaper in that is a little bit more portable, are these kind of like mats here. So I will put this mat down wherever I need to change her. I do prefer changing her on some sort of like surface because I don't want to like be on the floor doing it. It kind of hurts my back. So I have a changing area over here on the pack and play that we keep in here. But this is great because you just throw it down wherever you need to change your baby and then you just wipe it down when you're done. With that, I would highly recommend some sort of caddy with your things. So this caddy, every single day, every morning when we come upstairs, I pack it with diapers and wipes and my nipple butter and binkies, which is another thing I would recommend you purchase, and diaper cream or whatever. This is great, and this is great for diaper changes because it just makes it really easy to do it anywhere. Nobody wants to be like walking up and down a house changing diapers, and that's something that I didn't really think of. With Archie, we lived on a single story home. It wasn't like very large. I would always change his diaper in his nursery because it just was easy to go there and do it. But here, our house is a little bigger and I definitely don't want to be having to go downstairs every single time I need to change her diaper. So I would recommend a little caddy like this that you can just kind of bring around wherever you are to do diaper changes. Last but not least, I would recommend some sort of baby monitor. Now the monitor that we have is like a two-way screen. So I have two cameras. One is in Archie's nursery and one is in our bedroom by her bassinet. So if she's taking a nap downstairs, I have a monitor that turns on for both of those cameras, and I can kind of peep on them. And the reason why I recommend a baby monitor is because your baby's not always going to be sleeping wherever you are, and it's just really nice to be able to like peek in on your baby, make sure that they're good and they're breathing and there's, you know, nothing on their face or whatever, just for peace of mind, and not have to physically go into the room and disturb them and open the door or turn on lights or make noise. So and especially at night, like there's times where I've put the baby down for the night, but Angel and I are like kind of hanging out on the couch watching TV, and I don't want to have that like feeling of like, I wonder if my baby's okay. Now I prefer like a baby monitor that has its own monitor instead of the ones that are on your phone that you can like kind of hook up through Bluetooth or probably Wi-Fi, I would imagine. Like you hook them up on your phone, because I don't want to have to always open up an app on my phone or always have to have my phone on the camera app in order to check in on my baby. Like I want to be able to use my phone and do whatever I need to do and have a separate monitor for my baby. I've also heard like some scary stories about like those Wi-Fi monitors getting hacked into. I don't know how true any of that is, but it was enough for me to not want those kind. So I do have a baby camera that has a separate monitor with it, a separate like screen that I just hold and carry around. If I can find a picture of the one that I have, I'll put it here. But just know, any baby monitor, it doesn't matter what it is or what brand you go with, what kind you go with, I would just recommend it, because it's just nice to not have to worry about like checking in on your baby. You just have a little monitor that you can do, and it gives you just peace of mind that everything is okay in the baby's nursery and the baby's sleeping safe and sound. That completes today's video. I hope that you found this video a little bit helpful and, I don't know, helps you create your registry or just prep for that postpartum season of life, that newborn season of life. Let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite items are, what your newborn essentials were, your postpartum essentials. It'll be helpful for other moms to read too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next one.